the home run from last year and the shot heard around the world, if you will. Well, that one might be taken, but it was still pretty loud. And how does it feel for you to be a part of, that home run is one of the biggest hits in Mariners history? I mean, how cool is that?
It's really cool. I mean, obviously I've been asked a lot about, that moment and, what it kind of meant to me and, Seattle as a whole. And just in general, it was an awesome moment to share that with my teammates and the organization and the fans was something I'll never forget. And I mean, it's pretty much what we play for,
Yeah.
3-2, tie ball game, ninth inning, 2 outs, and it was just like, I mean, if you could create a perfect moment, that was kind of it, and it was amazing.
I know. Walk me through that moment because you weren't starting in that game, right? You were pinch hitting. So when did you find out you had a chance to pinch hit? When were you told you were going in? And then the moment it happened.
Yeah, I can't remember if we won or lost the night before, but we knew after that game was over, we had one game we could clinch it that next game with a win. And I went into Skip's office and I was like, you gotta let me play. You gotta let me be a part of this one. It's been a long season and
Yeah.
everything. Like, we need you to rest because I had a torn ligament in my thumb, and
Mm-hmm.
like we need you for the playoffs because we had a few games where we could have clinched it, but obviously didn't let me start. And then once the game got rolling, I knew there was a chance I'd get in there. And I found out around the eighth inning Acevedo was coming in right in the pitcher, and they're like, "All right, you got it." And went and I think I took some of the worst swings of my entire life in the cage, and it was funny. It was like I took five off the machine that were after I did some tee work and stuff,
Yeah.
but um, I think I fouled one off my foot, rolled over a few, flared one the other way, and the guy that was standing right behind me, Brian O'Keefe, he just got caught up. He looked at me, he's like, "You're right where you need to be." I was like, "Heck yeah, let's go do it."
I know you got it because you crushed it, but did you know it was fair?
Uh, so when I hit it, I didn't know if it was gonna be fair, and I hit so many balls like that in my life where they gone the other way.
Yeah.
It kind of hooked, and that one kind of it started fading back. And once I saw that, I was like, "It's gone." I did it, and um, yeah. But it's funny because I've had so many balls in my life that have gone the other way. Just they've hooked, just foul. It's
My
crazy.
favorite part of it was not, I mean, obviously the homer was sick, but the bat flip or toss or chuck or whatever you want to call it. Had you like practiced that? Where did that come from? That was sweet.
I'm not even really. I mean, I'm not even a real big bat flip guy. I mean, I know if I get, I know if I get one, I'll kind of give it a little toss or a little kind of flick. But when I hit that one, it was just. I mean, I had finished. I never really finished with one hand until I hurt my thumb, and I couldn't really keep the left hand on the bat, and it just so happened I finished with one hand. I was kind of holding it, and then I flipped it, and I flipped it a long way, and I didn't really realize that I threw it right at my teammates, but the adrenaline, I couldn't really help it at that moment. So
What did you say running to second and it looks like you like couldn't believe it. That's what your face looked like. I can't believe what just happened. What did you say? Do you remember?
yeah, I remember. I don't know if it's appropriate for the show or not, but it was it was some choice words. There were some funny gifs after that I saw on Twitter and everything. But it was, I mean, you're right. I was in disbelief and just kind of looking over the whole crowd. Going around second. That was a really cool moment. And the fireworks and the
Yeah.
horn and it was just like holy crap! What did I just do?
Speaking of asking Skip before the game if you can be a part of it, I need to ask this. How in the world is it possible a couple of days ago you get a bobblehead about that moment and you weren't in the starting lineup for your own bobblehead night? How's that happen?
I don't know. If we're being honest, I wasn't very happy about it. I would
Yeah.
have loved to been part of that game, and but at the end of the day, I don't make those decisions. I get ready when I'm told. So
So you guys end up, because of that moment, end up clinching the playoffs. You guys get in and end up facing the Astros in that first round. And I honestly felt like multiple different games, multiple different opportunities. You guys were one swing away from winning that series. And I know, on the outside, people will say it didn't end up close, but it did. And then there was that 18 inning game. And it was just, I felt like a super well played series that could have gone either direction that led up to that 18 inning game at home in the first game there, 0-0. What was that 18 inning game like as a player? Because all I know is, I've a million times I was a part of a 27 inning game in the minor leagues that was 1-1, and extra inning games in the minors that go a long way are a nightmare, and you just want them to end. But to be a part of an 18 inning game with so much on the line and nobody's scoring, what was the morale like in the dugout during that game?
I mean, there was so much, emotions and adrenaline. Obviously it was our first home playoff game in 20 something years. And uh, obviously we're amped up, we're down 2-0, we're ready to go in front of our home crowd. And, looking back, it stinks that we couldn't get a run on the board. But it was kind of like hats off. We pitched really well. The Astros have unbelievable pitching, and they threw really well. And it was just one of those days. It was both teams, and it felt like whoever scores is going to win.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we didn't get it done, but it was a crazy game, and just it was so emotionally and mentally draining afterwards. I think that was the biggest thing. Is they're like, "Oh, you got to be so tired," and at the time, I wasn't, and I felt it the next day for sure. But it was just a lot, going on, and mentally and emotionally.